Hi, I am Natalie Cook. I am the CEO and owner of Finance Fight Club. I'm also a fractional CFO. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to protect your business and build the right financial foundation. So, we're going to talk about protecting your money, having processes, having a little bit of a foundation. Most of my video is kind of about how to kind of protect from fraud because that happens and it's usually unintentional. So, that's what we're going to talk about today. It's going to be a quick, short video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, share it with a friend. And I would love to hear what you're doing in your business to protect it from fraud or just build a really good, rigorous financial foundation. So, number one thing that I will say is to review your financials on a regular basis. Now, this is the number one thing that is going to protect you from mismanagement of funds because you're going to see things, you're going to start seeing patterns, and you're going to know if someone starts spending a whole bunch of money on office supplies, and then you're going to dig in and you're going to be like, where did that money go? So we talk about margins all the time. We talk about profit and loss and all the things, but reviewing your financials on a monthly basis is also about protecting your money and making sure that no one is stealing from you. And I say this with love. Most people don't intentionally steal from businesses. I don't know. I haven't met a lot of people that have stolen from businesses, so I don't have like some data on that. But I will tell you that I believe most people unintentionally steal from businesses, and then it becomes very easy, and then they keep doing it. They might know right from wrong, but it became easier. There was an incentive. And so reviewing monthly bookkeeping is a nice thing to have in place because then you can ask a lot of questions. And if you're always asking a lot of questions, people are less incentivized to go do things that they shouldn't be doing. The second thing, I really, really like having outsourced bookkeepers. I just did a video about bookkeeping specifically, and I mentioned this at the end. This is my number one reason for having an outsourced bookkeeping firm, not just an individual person. Not that there aren't great, like this is a totally individual decision. There are amazing individual people that I would recommend for bookkeeping 100 times. But I do like it for having a firm because they're not incentivized to do anything. All they're doing is categorizing transactions and reconciling and making sure balance sheet is accurate. And they can start to see patterns too. So that's like another set of eyes on your books. And if something looks funky, they can highlight it. I guarantee you the people that are doing tax evasion and like fraud have their own internal bookkeepers and accountants 100% of the time. So I just don't think it's a thing that exists if you have an outsourced bookkeeper. You can do it, but like they're going to usually fire you. I mean, I haven't dealt with a lot of fraud, but in the clients where we thought anything nefarious was happening, we fired them as clients. We're like, no, thank you. We don't deal with this. We are here to make it look clean and nice and do things legally. So that's my plug for outsourced bookkeeping. Third on the list is knowing who has access to the bank accounts and making that set up well. So there's two things that I'm going to say here. So one is make sure that if you are a solo owner, that you have somebody else that has access to your bank accounts in the form of like you get incapacitated and you can't do anything, because you actually need access to those bank accounts. And if you don't have it written out that somebody has like power of attorney and you can't pay your payroll, like if you get hit by a bus, big problem. On the flip side, to preventing fraud, don't give everybody on your team company credit cards. Now, credit cards are, I think, better than expense reports. You can do a lot of fraud through expense reports, like if you're reimbursing. So there's things there, but when it comes to expenses itself, have written policies. Who can buy what? How much can they have? What are the approval limits for that? We actually have one client where we're getting to having an approval limit where our team actually has to be the final approver. And really it's just to protect that single owner. Like there's just a lot going on and we're like, hey, we're just going to be this. It's not a no. It's just we're a neutral set of eyes on this business. And that's what we're providing that. So have that written down. We've had a couple, I've had a couple prospects ask about that and like, well, do you have a process written down? And they don't. So you can just write one. It's not that hard, and make sure everybody's on the same page, and it'll protect your business. And it's not even going to protect necessarily from fraud. It's also going to protect your margins because you are the owner and you're thinking of all those expenses and you get to make trade-offs, right? So if you're a C corp, it's a little different, or if you have lots of investors or lots of owners, but like I like just using single member owned companies or 100% owned companies as an example. It's like if I want to go buy Amazon office supplies, I can trade off between paying myself that money or I can go buy office supplies, right? Like, can I live without pens? Do I want $10 more a month, or do I need pens? Your employees don't think like that. They're not owners. They don't think like that. They think, oh, I can get free pens from my company, so I'm gonna go buy pens. And I think owners forget that sometimes. So I think that's the biggest thing I will say is that owners and employees think differently, and you need to have the processes written from an employee's perspective, not just an owner's perspective of like, well, of course they're going to manage it well. They're not incentivized to. They're incentivized to get free office paper. Like when I worked at other companies, I was like, man, I got free copies. Now I have to pay for my copies. Now my son makes 58 copies of his hand 3 times a week, and I got to pay for it. So you got to have these things written down and understand where they're coming from. All right, so we've talked about 3 things so far. So review your books monthly, have an outsourced bookkeeper, write down your expense policies. These things are going to be huge for you. Now, the 4th one I'm going to mention, because I have to, because I'm a fractional CFO, is having a fractional CFO is very helpful for preventing fraud, because we're another set of eyes, right? We are going to highlight things like crazy, like, hey, this expense used to always, it kind of was a run rate of $300 a month, and now we see $3,000 in here. What is this money? And you're going to be like, whoops, I miscategorized an expense. Or you're going to say, I don't know, let's dig in. And we're going to catch that for you. And so that's really helpful. The other thing that I will say is think through this a little bit. Think through who would take money, how would they take money, what would be their incentive, and build policies around it. Now, again, like I said, I don't think that people go into businesses and say, I'm going to steal from it. I think people make bad decisions with money because they're scared. They have bad financial backgrounds, or they're going through a struggle and they think they see a way to get out of it. There are so many reasons, and I am not here to play therapist and figure all those out. I am saying that you, business owner, should have the right finance team in place, and a little bit of process and a little bit of documentation is going to prevent a lot of fraud down the road if your business is ripe for that, because you just never know who might do something, right? You just don't know. You don't know. So that's my short video on how to protect your business from fraud, or how to build that financial foundation for you. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and comment below, and I will see you next time.